Alright y'all, fall is just about here, weather's cooling down, so let's jump into whether or not you should be doing a fall overseed this year. Alright guys, so when it comes to a fall overseed, whether or not you should do one, whether or not you shouldn't do one, it's entirely really up to you. My lawn is a perennial rye lawn, so what that means is my lawn doesn't necessarily spread and grow. Each seed creates its own blades and thus creates the grass. But when that happens, it doesn't tend to fill itself in as much. So every fall, I like to do a fall overseed. And what this kind of does is it helps thicken up the lawn, fills in some bare spots, any kind of areas that might need to be thickened up a little bit. If I had a, say, Kentucky bluegrass lawn, this wouldn't necessarily need to be a process that I do every year, because that lawn tends to repair itself, fill in, and thicken up all on its own because of the stallings that are within a Kentucky bluegrass lawn. So, with my perennial rye lawn today, we are going to go over the steps on how to do a quick fall lawn overseed and how we can go ahead and achieve this quickly and easily. So let's jump right on into this. Alright guys, so step number one when doing your lawn overseed is making sure that you're picking out the same grass seed, or at least a similar grass seed to what you already have in your existing lawn. When doing a fall overseed, you want to make sure you're using the same type of grass seed that's already there so you don't end up with a mishmash grass, or what we like to call a lawn salad. You don't want to have all the different types of grasses in your lawn. I like to keep it one. This is all perennial rye. I use the same blend every year from Twin City Seeds. It is the Fielder's Choice blend. It goes through my lawn every year, so my lawn is always looking exactly the same, uniform all the way through. So if you're doing an overseed, make sure you're picking seed that matches your existing lawn. Alright guys, so on to step number two. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go up to your lawn and you want to mow it as low as you possibly can. This is the one time where I will say that it is okay to break that 1/3 rule. Only reason why is when you break that 1/3 rule, it tends to stunt the grass growth a little bit, which will help when you're doing that overseed to help the new seed kind of grow up into that existing grass. You won't have any competition in height. It is the only time that I will say that you can break that 1/3 rule. Typically you want to be anywhere from 2 to 2.5 inches. If you can go lower as low as you possibly can, just to help that new seed grow up and get up to existing length. And then on to step three. Step three is kind of an optional step. I like to dethatch my area just because I want to get as much of the debris that might be there as possible. We've been mulching, we've been leaving things down. You know, getting all that stuff off of the soil bed is a good idea, so that way you have that good seed to soil contact. So dethatching all that material out is a great step, along with aeration. Aeration is another great step here that you can add into the process, only to create maybe some holes for that seed to fall into and then quickly germinate into your new lawn. So if you have a compacted lawn, aerating right now is a great idea. It provides some relief for the soil and provides some area for that seed to fall into and quickly germinate into your new lawn. Alright guys, so then on to step four, you're going to spread your seed down. You're going to use whatever spreader that you have. I like to do it at a very low rate, doing at least 2 passes. If you have to do more, then you have to do more. But the more passes you do, it tends to be a little bit better because it puts it out a little bit more even. And you know that you're having great coverage across your whole lawn. You don't want to have it all bunched up into one area. You want to be able to spread it across everywhere. So if you need to do a lower number on your spreader that provides a better coverage, go for it. 2, 3, 4 passes, whatever you have to do is the best process. Honestly, I like to do as many passes as I possibly can, just so that way I'm getting good, even coverage. So on to step 5, it's gonna be kind of a 2-part step. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna lightly rake over the lawn, just so that seed falls down from under the canopy onto the soil level. And then we're gonna go ahead and fertilize our lawn. So what I want to do is I don't typically want to use too much nitrogen right now because we're already doing our nitrogen boost, but what I will throw down is a little bit of Turf Titan's root booster. This will help inoculate the seeds and get it germinating faster without promoting more growth on your current lawn. That's what you're looking for, is you don't really want to so much push the lawn growth that you currently have, but you want to inoculate that new seed, get it to grow and get it to catch up. So using some of the Turf Titan's root booster here will definitely help in that process. Alright, and on to step 5. Now normally this is where we would roll in our seed, cover it with some peat moss, and call it a day. But you already have your lawn here. You don't need to do any of that. The lawn is going to be the covering for us. So we're going to jump right into our watering. What I like to do when I do an overseed is I want to do at least 2 waterings a day, maybe 3 if I need it. Once in the morning and once around mid-afternoon. That should be enough to keep your lawn and your seed nice and wet going through the evening. Remember, the key with seeding is if it dries, it dies. You want to keep that seed wet and keep it moist throughout the growing process. You're going to want to make sure that you keep watering for at least 2 to 3 weeks until that new grass seed comes up to height with your lawn and you start getting a couple mows onto it. Once you start getting a couple mows in, you should be good to go. Drop your watering schedule back down to your normal watering schedule for your infrequent waterings, 2 to 3 times a week for long, infrequent, deep watering, so those roots start to really grow deep down into that soil. After that, guys, you can just enjoy the process of where you're at. Your lawn should be looking really nice and full and green at this point, and you just keep on with your normal schedule. Really, at that point, your lawn should be looking good, going right into fall. Ended up around Halloween, Thanksgiving, your lawn is to be the lawn of the block, and it's gonna be amazing. So I hope if you guys go out there and do all your lawn seedings, you see all the success from the tips that I gave you today. I really hope you enjoy, and as always, I'll see you guys on the next one.